top 5 pension fund administrators with the largest share of the market in terms of new retired savings accounts. Highlighting how the Pension Reform Act has changed the narrative for retirees, Oluwashina said having conversations about how to do better is critical. She added that engagement with the federal government and lawmakers is key to keep improving the pension industry. You're watching Biscon Television News. Coming up next is foreign news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's now time for foreign news. Former U.S. President Barack Obama endorsed his fellow Democrat Kamala Harris' bid for the White House on Friday, delivering a major boost to her campaign to beat Donald Trump in November's presidential election. The influential former leader who has already received the backing of President Joe Biden on Sunday to take his place on the ballot. Obama's backing will add to the growing momentum behind Harris' campaign, which has enjoyed a groundswell of support since she announced her 11th hour candidacy. Harris, 59, jumped into the election after weeks of turmoil over 81-year-old Biden, who bowed out after a dismal debate performance against Trump accelerated concerns over his mental capacity and persistently low polling. Now to the weather sport. Paris Saint-Germain are still pushing for a lower transfer fee for Napoli striker Victor Osimhen as they continue their pursuit of the Nigeria international this summer, Newsman reported. According to transfer market experts Gianluca Di Marzio, PSG are set to return to the forefront in their chart for the Napoli striker. Contrarily, Italian sports news outlet La Gazzetta dello Sport reports that the French champions remain unsatisfied with Napoli's reduced asking price of £100 million. The Parisian club would in fact have decided to take a step back. President Al-Khelaifi music icon Yemi Alade has released her highly anticipated new album Rebel Queen. Yemi Alade is one of Africa's most famous musicians whose music continues to captivate listeners and showcase her African heritage. On dancehall, amapiano, lingala, afrobeats, reggae, and R&B, creating a rich tapestry of sounds that will resonate with music lovers worldwide. Known affectionately as Mama Africa for her celebration of African heritage, Yemi Alade's multilingualism shines through in Rebel Queen as she sings in Yoruba, English, Igbo, French, and Swahili. This cross-cultural approach underscores her commitment to spreading African music and culture across the globe. And that's the news for now on Biscon Television, compiled and produced by Sarah Abiodun. Now the last line. Murmuring sustains struggling, so be appreciative.
Hello and welcome to Biscon Television Newspaper Review. I'm Sarah Abiodun. Me here is Adebisi Legule. And together we'll be taking you through some of the newspapers, and I'll be starting with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And the first headline here says, Local government autonomy, teacher salaries better paid by states, NUT, and that's on page 8. Ohaneze Ndigbo president, Luwayon dies at 82, Tinubu orders mark, and that's on page 8. INEC will take over responsibility of conduct of local government elections protest caused chaos. Traditional rulers meet with Tinubu, plead for peace. Malala Fund invests 7.8 million in girl child programs in Nigeria, and that's on page 25. Federal government spends $1.5 billion to protect all installations in 4 years for the Nigerian Tribune.
And now to the Daily Trust newspaper. Muslim groups want film using hijab in armed robbery scene banned. And that's on page 29. Security operatives kill many bandits in Niger. And that's on page 6. Tinubu, others mourn as Oranese Indigo leader Wayawu dies. And that's on page 37. I engaged in protest but without violence. Tinubu. Federal government, governors intensify efforts to stop August 1 demonstration. President meets monarchs, religious leader. DSS warns against anarchy. And that's on page 4. Grandfather appeals for rescue of 5 family members kidnapped in Kaduna. On page 20. Gunmen who 5 inside mosque in Nasarawa. And that's on page 21. And lastly, for the Daily Trust, we have Dangote NNPC rift. Nigeria's petrol imports from Malta jumps 43 times to $2.08 billion. And that story is on page 24, and that is for the Daily Trust newspaper.
Now to the Daily Sun newspaper. APC governors move to talk promoters out of protest. Asks youth to be patient with Tinubu. President meets traditional rulers. Others insist on patience with administration. Protest open invitation to anarchy. PHQ. TSC demands police protection as Ojikalu begs youth. CSOs to shelve action. FCT not available for protesters, PK, and that's on page 6. Troops kill 106 terrorists to National Assembly for going on recess, says no response. INEC can conduct local government elections, Yakubu, and that's on page 26. Nigeria lost $10 billion to all tech monies in 4 years, Akume. Nigeria records fastest economic growth ever, Edu. Says federal government has opened $500 million bonds for diaspora citizens, and you can read that on page 25. And lastly, for Daily Sun, we have 5 dead, all is injured.
Summons NNPC Dangote over $10 billion naira minimum wage bill next week. And that's on page 34. 16 more state-owned schools get student loan approval on page 43. Tinubu rallies NSA, monarchs as hunger protest loom. Charges Tinubu to address Nigerians. Army, DSS alleged plots to force regime change. And that story is on page 2. Fractional kingmakers oppose fresh Alaafin selection process. Story is on page 42. Now, police station raid. NGOs condemn phase of investigation. That's on page 5. And lastly, for the Punch. Lagos begins probe as 5 killed in building collapse. And that story is on pages 4 and 5. That's the first point.
Now, moving on to the Vanguard newspaper. Federal government exits ways and means. Debts down 15.7% to $91 billion. And that's on page 20. Billionaire kidnapper. Untold story of Henry Odenigbo's exploits as Nollywood actor, producer. And that's on page 7. On is the President General Emmanuel Oyeon dies at 81. And that's on page 11. Protest. No government will condone destruction of lives, property, and that's on page 5. Meets APC governors, monarchs in Aso Rock. Don't allow it to be hijacked. Oni tells organizers. We will listen to youth, Dean of Agbo. Listen to words of wisdom from government, Emir of Zozo. August 1 protest, we We are not part of August 1 protest, TUC. Shall plan protest for sake of economy, Ojikalu tells you.
dipped from 97% to 68%. Insists subsidy on PMS technically gone. Government set to float $500 million dollar-denominated local bank. Cites impediments to immediate implementation of Supreme Court verdict on local government. And all of the story is on page 5 of today's day newspaper.